The following is a fan-made reading of the web serial Pale by J.C. McCrae. The original text can be found at palewebserial.wordpress.com. If you'd like to donate to the author, please go to patreon.com/wildbow. This is a supplemental reading for Chapter 1.2 and contains spoilers for said chapter. Without much further ado, notes on others. Lucy's notes. Name: Charles Abrams. Type: ex-practitioner, forsworn. Appearance: sketchy looking dude, kind of guy who grows his hair long to make up for what he's losing on top. Greasy, dirty, skinny. Brown-gray hair and scraggy beard. Appearance with sight: same. Awakening: didn't participate. List: can lie. Seems pissed off at the world. Broken oath, lost ability to practice, and now he's vulnerable. Owes the kin at others a lot? Maybe? Avery. Her #1 vote for most scary, no observations. Notes: priority to interview, need to work out questions to ask. Means, motive, opportunity. Alibi? Verona wants to know why/how he got forsworn. Name: Matthew Moss. Type according to Matthew: host. Appearance: human, I guess. Brown hair, beard, 20 to 35. Appearance with sight: his eyes are in shadow. Awakening: came by hourglass, gave holly, took wine, left by skull. List: knows about magic circles and stuff. Married to Edith James. People can see him. He works in town. Sales. Was awakened a long while ago. Actively encouraged us to investigate, but not feel pressured to solve. Why? Verona. Reminds me of when I'd meet a friend or coworker of my dad, and they seem surprisingly nice. Then they'd say something that made me dislike them. Avery. During the ritual, when I was saying personal stuff, I looked around for a friendly face and looked to him. He looked more serious than caring. Surprised me. Notes: interview later. Verona wants to wait until he's taught us before we spook him any. More chance of catching him in lies. Name: Edith James. Girl by candlelight. Type according to Matthew: complex spirit. Appearance: human. Bleached blonde hair. Appearance with sight: eyes glow like fire. Awakening: came by skull, gave her a gem, took ash, left by coin. List: quiet so far. Married to Matthew, didn't take his last name. Knows fundamentals, sorta human. Verona: no idea what to say. Name's cool. Wait until we hear more about spirits. Avery: it makes me nervous when a woman's this quiet with her husband around. It reminds me of distant family. Notes: have to interview around the time we interview Matthew. Couples talk. Name: Al Piana. Type according to Matthew: mare. Appearance: filthy hair, totally black eyes, ragged clothes. Appearance with sight: same. Awakening: came by thread, gave oil, took molasses, left by thread. List: friends with a fairy girl. Climbs a lot, sticks to shadows. Shy. Avery: gets the feeling Alpy might not give up much information because she seems secretive. Verona: says Alpiana smiled at her and Avery after the molasses. Relevance. Name: Mauritia. Type according to Matthew: fairy, dark autumn. Appearance: pretty, smiles a lot, long brown hair. Avery thinks she has moth wings. Verona thinks she has bat wings. With sight: nothing after she left too soon, but Verona says she saw something scary out of the corner of her eye mid-ritual. Awakening: came by thread, gave crystal, took honey, left by coin. She didn't say/do much prior to the ritual. Suspicious? If I was guilty, I'd want to keep quiet. I am glad I wrote these things down because I'm noticing a lot of these mysterious others started out from the thread. Seems young. Giant guy was paying close attention to her. Avery. Seems nice. Verona. Nobody smiles that much without something messed up going on there. Said bit in with sight above. Added, I was glad I wasn't feeding her. A name. Guillerme. Type according to Matthew. Fairy, summer above. Appearance. Handsome. Long, pale hair, tan skin. Chiseled good looks. Muscles. I've seen people as tall as him and people as muscular as him, but never both together like that. With sight. Left you soon after the ritual. Nothing special during. Awakening. Came by timepiece, gave myrrh, according to Avery, took honey, left by thread. List. Fussy eater, again, not a lot of info. He was quiet. Suspiciously quiet. Avery. Friends with John? They were hanging. Verona. Not my vibe at all. Can't say why for sure. He hasn't said or done anything, but he feels like the kind of person I'd like least. A name. John Stills. Type according to Matthew. Dog of war. Appearance. Blonde buzz cut. Scary looking eyes. Deep lines in face. Age indeterminate. With sight. Same. Awakening. Came by blade. Gave oil. Took bread. Left by blade. My, Lucy's, vote for least favorite other by gut feeling. Friends with goblins. Manages goblins. Strong. Verona. Does he turn into a dog? Should I not have picked a cat mask? Verona, when asked to give more serious input. I feel like I've seen him at the edges of crowds or when things have been busy, but not the same way I've seen Matthew or Edith. What does this dog of war do all day? Avery. He didn't really catch my eye, but if I'm cribbing from Verona, does Kenan even have any war? Names. Toadswallow, Cherry Pop, Blunt Munch, Gashwad. Type according to Matthew. Goblin. Appearance. Toadswallow is fat, belly button high, monocled, spiky belly, dresses nice. Cherry Pop is red, ugly, big nose, squinty, messy hair, rat-sized. Blunt Munch is human-sized with slouches. Muscular. Underbite, warty like a toad. Gashwad has a huge nose, glaring, beady little eyes, yellow-brown skin instead of pink like the others. With sight, no change. Awakening. Came by blade, gave spices, ? Took meat. Left by skull for all except Toadswallow, who used hourglass. List. Distillations of filth and nastiness. Vulgar words. Most don't seem that bright. If one had any part in this, it seems like it would be Toadswallow. He is training two others to work with kids. How would that tie in? Feels like they wouldn't be very good at lying. Lots of infighting, they don't seem to think very much before saying stuff. Might be useful. Verona. They smell. If we're writing up questions for the witness, we can ask if the crime scene stunk. Avery. My grandfather once told me if someone's easily angered, you can use that against them. Maybe if we have to, we can do something like that with them. Name. The Hungry Choir. Type according to Matthew. Ritual incarnate. Appearance. 50+ people, mostly young, varying clothes, varying appearance. Some have bloody mouths or broken/missing teeth. Lots of singing when they're around. With sight, no change. During ritual, they were silent. Awakening, came by skull, gave, ? Took meat, left by coin. List. Can't remember what they brought. There were so many it was hard to see, and ritual was over soon after. Makes me suspicious. Avery, is it possible one did it? Do we have to interview them separately? Discussion followed this, won't/can't summarize. By the end we agreed they're probably considered one thing. Verona, I haven't heard them say one word. How do we interview them if they don't speak? Note, interview soon, once we figure out how. They might have shortchanged us in the ritual, taking but not giving. A name. Miss. Type ignore Matthew. Unknown. Appearance. Woman, age indeterminate, face and hands always hidden. With sight, seems to be the same. Awakening, came by thread, gave myrrh, took ash, left by thread. List. Only thing more suspicious than someone trying to stay quiet and out of the way is someone trying to control the investigation, and she's controlling a lot. Friend of Matthew and Edith, who were also acting suspicious. Smart. The ones who missed or might have messed with the awakening ritual make me most suspicious right off the bat. She pretends to want to set everything up, but how do we know if the woman with the hidden face ate anything? What if she threw away her offering? Is that like not signing a contract? Top 3 suspect for me. Avery, nothing. Verona, nothing. Note, we may have to be very careful with this one. Too smart, too connected. I can probably think of 2 things that are alarming or suspicious for everything that's legitimate. This has been a fan-made reading for Pale by J.C. McCrae. The original text can be found at palewebserial.wordpress.com. If you'd like to donate to the author, please go to patreon.com/wildbow. I have been your reader, Versen. Thank you for listening.